my friends out there, welcome. I'm so thrilled to have you guys back with me for another pick a card. If this is the first time you're joining me, my name is Odessa. I'm the Mystic Intuitive Healer, and I deliver messages through the cards that help you to awaken, heal, align, and grow. So in today's reading, I am going to be looking into the trust level and a connection that you're currently questioning. So this could be anyone in your life. It's not restricted just to love relationships. Of course, it could be someone that you're romantically connected to. It could be a coworker, a boss, a neighbor, family member, friend. It doesn't really matter what role they play in your life. It's more about figuring out whether they're in the connection for the right reasons and if they are really trying to connect with you on a level that is mutually beneficial. That's what I want you to know. So we've got 3 piles for you to select from. Pile number 1 has the yellow flowers. All of the clippings are from my garden, and the honey calcite crystal, as well as this little sprig of leaves. And this is green fuchsite or green muscovite, and then the violet and the amethyst point. So I'll give you guys an opportunity to see a close-up of the items and the cards so that you can meditate and figure out what pile is for you. I highly encourage you to just allow your intuition to guide you towards the pile that feels most right for your circumstance. So think about the person in your mind and then see where you feel called. Remember that this is a general reading, so not all of the messages are going to resonate with your circumstances. Whatever doesn't fit, just leave it behind. There's a lot of people that watch these readings, so those might be messages for them. And if it doesn't resonate at all, go back and pick another pile because you might have been intending to talk about a particular person, and then sometimes your spirit guides or ancestors will sort of guide you in another direction. So you might just need to recenter and go back. And if anyone is interested in having a personal reading, I do work with clients. You can go to my website, odessamall.com. All of my services and booking information are available there. I do tarot card readings, but I do lots of other things as well, including Reiki, past life sessions. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can email me or you can leave me a comment in the comments section. So I will give you a moment to select your pile, and I will see you in a minute. Hi, pile number 1, welcome back. So you picked the yellow flowers and you also picked the honey calcite. So just so you know, before we get into the messages, this is a general reading, so not all of the messages are going to resonate with your particular circumstance. I'll try and give you as much identifying information as I can, but use your discretion. Whatever doesn't fit with your circumstance, just leave that behind. There's a lot of people that watch the readings, so those messages might be for somebody else. And I do personal readings, so if you do want to have a reading where every message is suited to you, they're all for you about your life circumstances, you can reach out to me on my website, odessamall.com, because I do personal readings, as well as many other services that are under the spiritual umbrella. So you might want to go and check those out as well. And if you have any questions at all about that, you can email me or you can reach out to me in the comments section. Okay, so let's get into your reading. So to begin with, the yellow flowers and the honey calcite could be connecting to a friendship. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but traditionally yellow flowers do talk about friendly relationships. And the yellow color is connected to the solar plexus, which is talking about your personal empowerment, taking steps forward, really being more energetically drawn to someone as well. So it still is sort of skewing towards friendship, but that doesn't mean that the person didn't play a different role in your life. They definitely brought in a lot of joy. They seem to be very familiar to you, so they could be a family member, or it could be soul family as well. Like it could be someone that you just instantly felt this bond with, and they made you laugh, and you just felt like there's something special here. So let's find out whether you can trust this person. So the first card that's come out is Freya, Radical Acceptance, card number 15. So radical acceptance is a term that's often used within psychology circles, and it's talking about the need for us to accept the fact that not everything works out in our favor, and not everyone is going to behave the way we would like them to, and we just have to be strong and continue to move forward. Now, Freya is a goddess of love and beauty, but also connected to warfare, and she is extremely strong and independent. She had her own hall in Norse mythology. She's romantically connected to Odin, but they didn't live together, which I absolutely love. But she had her own hall, and at times of great warfare, she and the Valkyrie would fly across the battlefield, selecting the souls of the dead that would come back and rest with her in the afterlife in her hall, and the other half would go to Valhalla and be with Odin. So there's this sense that you are needing to create some independence from this person, that they might not be behaving in a way that is really trustworthy. Like, I can understand why you feel this way. The card says 15. One is talking about being in alignment. It can be talking about being okay on your own. And 5 is talking about conflict. Next card you received is Ellen of the Ways, card number 12, Patterns. So this could easily be, like I was saying before, a friend. This could be a family member. It could be a romantic partner. But it's someone that you definitely felt really close to. And it seems like you've known them for a while. It's a situation where you've known them long enough to see patterns unfolding. Like, they are repeating behaviors. Maybe they are getting afraid and they are running away only to come back, apologize, and then repeat the same behavior. Or they are saying that they're going to do something and they never follow through. Like, there's something that you're seeing over and over and over again that you obviously don't like. This is something that you would like to change, but your guides are saying that you kind of need to look at what is and sort of separate yourself from possible illusions. Like, we can all sort of get wrapped up in all kinds of situations in our life where we want to trust what someone is saying and we ignore what they're doing, or we see the potential in a situation and we hang on to that instead of just reading the writing on the wall. Like, if someone is like sort of being wishy-washy or hot and cold, like, that is an indication of how they feel. Even if it doesn't mean that they are not interested, it definitely means that they're not in a place right now where they're able to handle their own emotions. The 2 of Coins, that just reinforces what I was just saying. It seems like this person is switching things up constantly. They are saying one thing and then they're behaving in another way. They are saying that they want to be close to you and then they are running in the other direction. Like, this does not seem like stable behavior. And I get the sense that I need to tell you that it's not in your head. Like there's this feeling that you need to know that you are not imagining this, you are not reading into things. And even if you feel closeness to this person, it doesn't mean that things are going to work out, right? Like we all have so many connections that we will interact with that could be classified as soul family, right? Like these are important people that come into our lives to like teach us a particular lesson or to engage with us in some way. You can feel so drawn to someone and their role is just to like kickstart something in your life. And they may stay and they may go, but it looks like this person is really struggling with finding their path and being able to be stable. Like there's this ship here in the background and it almost looks like it's run aground. Like there's one ship over here that's on the water and it's sailing away. And then the other ship is like partially on the land, unable to sail anywhere. Next, 9 of Wands. This is a card talking about the wounded warrior being through a battle, which is so interesting with what I said about Freya. It's also talking about a need for boundaries. So there is this sense that for each of you, you're going to be at a different point in your life, and each of the people that you're inquiring about plays a different role. So the advice is that you need to put up boundaries and stop accepting excuses from this person. You don't necessarily have to cut off all ties from them. If this is like an early relationship where you're just getting to know each other and they're like super hot and cold, you might want to like sort of see like how you feel. Like it might be that it's just a slow start. But if you've been dating each other for a while and this is still the behavior, it's unlikely to change. It's likely that this person just doesn't know how to connect with somebody, and you're going to be, wasting time seeing the same pattern unfold and unfold and unfold. And in a situation like that, the person will stop respecting you because they will see that they can just get away with behavior that they likely wouldn't accept if it was coming from you. If this is a family member or a boss or something, you're just going to have to get really smart with your boundaries. It's not necessarily confronting someone. That's not necessarily what I'm suggesting doing. What you need to do is just lower your expectations. Don't assume that this person is going to follow through on any of the things that they say, and make sure that you're protecting yourself. So if it's in work and someone says they're going to do something for a project, don't necessarily assume that they're going to actually have it done when they say. You might have to sort of make sure that there's like a plan B. If this is a family member, once again, don't assume that when they say they're going to meet up with you at a certain time that they're going to actually be there at that time. Then you received B. So this is someone who, for many of you, is trying to start something. Like there's the sense of pollination. If this is a romantic connection, maybe they're dating other people, and that's why they're distracted and they're sort of flighty. And, and the bee with the yellow, interesting. The sense that I get is that there a lot of hot air is what's coming forward. Like they're telling you things, they're never going to follow through with them. And it's because they're really self-focused, and it's really about what can I get out of the situation. But ultimately, like I say in all of my readings, we are here to learn lessons and grow. So if you can radically accept that the lesson for you is to have strong boundaries, to separate yourself from someone that would put you last and move towards a place of empowerment like Freya, where you have like that independence and you're going your own way and making the life that you want, you will actually attract people towards you that are in alignment with that. The next card is the bat. And the bat is talking about, once again, it's talking about like hearing. like the bats navigate by echolocation. So they make little clicks and noises, and they see how that reverberates off of their environment, and that adds to their ability to fly at night because their eyesight isn't very strong. So there is something about you needing to really see behind somebody's words and navigate as a result of that. And there's this feeling too that the things that you're hearing from them and the impressions that you have, like the way that you think about it, really does need to navigate your motions forward, right? It's not about always giving the other person's the benefit of the doubt. Like, they might not be doing this because they're a bad person, right? Like, they might not be trying to deceive you. This might be a situation where someone is just not emotionally ready for a relationship, or they haven't matured enough to know how to be responsible in any kind of relationship in their life. And it's not personal. It's not something about you, but it's still affecting you, so that at this point in time, you have to sort of decipher the patterns, and you need to like make changes so that you're protected. So let's find out what advice Spirit has for you about all of this. Okay, let's see what you got. You received cat's claw. Look at all these yellow flowers. Purification and arnica, teacher. Lone wolf here, howling, and more yellow flowers. That is wild. Okay, so overall, the sense that I get is the door is open for you to start moving in another direction. There is Saturn on this card. The 33 here, I mean, the 12 reduces down to a 3 as well. There could be a third party connection that's going on. They're prioritizing their connection with somebody else. There is Pluto and Mars here. This is definitely leading me to believe that this is some sort of karmic connection. And karmic connections are not negative at all. Like it's an opportunity for experiential learning. So if you're having trouble learning something just by thinking your way through a problem, you will have someone come into your life that helps you to physically see what the issue is internally and work through it. And we all have karmic connections, including myself. I literally just had one. So it's fine. It's totally normal. And it's just a matter of you recognizing what happened, not beating yourself up about it, realizing what moves you have to make going forward, and then hopefully you won't repeat the same thing. But it's definitely indicating that it's time to move away from this person, walk through the gate, work on the things that bring you joy. You might be alone. I mean, not coupled, or you might not feel like you have the same community that you want, or you might have to work alone on a project, but it's going to purify you as well. And the 25 is also making me think 5 with conflict, 2 with partnership, that this is just not the right partner for you, and you're probably selling yourself short. The black cat makes me think of there being a need to sort of go within a little bit and see your own magic, see your own power. The black cat is connected to magic. It's also connected to the subtle realms, what our intuition is trying to tell us. So let's get another card. What can you tell me about pile number 1 situation? Can they trust this person? What should they do? What should pile number 1 do about this situation? What should pile number 1 do about this situation? Okay. You receive the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. This is going to be a situation where I think you learn a lot, but I think you might need a little bit of distance from it. The blue and, well, the blue flame or the violet flame can be connected to a lot of spiritual wisdom, but this strong blue makes me think of the throat chakra. You're going to start talking to yourself in a different way, talking to other people in a different way. You're going to be asking different questions. You're going to be asking different things of people. And this is going to help you to avoid situations like this in the future. There's this message coming through right now that's indicating that you, if this is a person that you're romantically connected to, you were really attracted to them. Maybe they were really hot. Maybe physically they were your type. Maybe mentally they were your type. You were like, whoa, this person is pushing all the right buttons. Like, some people are really attracted to people's intellectual side. Maybe they were just so funny and fun, and it's their energy and their vibrancy that you really love. That's great. That's something that you should hang on to. Okay, I am looking for someone who brings this to the table, but it's all of the wishy-washiness that you need to let go of, because this person hasn't evolved into the person that you actually need them to be. And, you know, hoping that they're going to change is just going to slow you down. I think that a lot of people start to feel like, well, maybe this is my only shot, but I can tell you, working with literally hundreds of people, you're all evolving. You know, you're all evolving, and new people are entering the dating market, the friendship circles, the workforce in a new way, and showing a different side of themselves on a daily basis. So this is not your only shot. This isn't your last chance. So let's get final advice. Can pile number 1 trust this person? Okay. So whenever the cards land upright, I always feel like there's a sense that you're a little bit aware of this. So you received the High Priestess and you received the Page of Wands. So this is indicating to me that your intuition is already telling you that something is off about this person. The Page of Wands really gives me this energy of someone who is vibrant. I mean, the wands also really connect with this yellow energy. So vibrant, maybe they are kind of impulsive is the sense that I get, but fun and engaging. And they just are not someone that's going to settle down. They can't be tied down. It doesn't matter what they say. There's this sense that this person knows what to say to disarm someone. So they're going to tell you what you want to hear, but they don't actually mean it. And like, that's something that they're going to have to face over and over and over again. I can tell you right now, karmically, that is not looked well upon, and they will have circumstances in the future where they want someone to take them seriously and they're not taken seriously. It doesn't mean that it's going to be in a romantic situation. It could be they don't get a promotion, they don't get the job, like people just don't see any kind of stability in them, and it closes doorways to them, and they won't have those doors opened until they learn this lesson. So you kind of know this already, but these are the things you don't know. Oh my God, what did I just say? That's crazy. The Fool in the Tower. They are headed to a major tower moment. They are headed to a major tower moment. And the tower is talking about foundations completely falling apart and it being so abrupt, so sudden that you feel like your whole life is falling apart. This is going to be really, 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 really hard for them. And it's because of this impulsive fool-like energy. Don't go along for the ride with them though, because what is currently showing up as a possibility for them could easily become a possibility for you, because if you continue to walk this path with them, they're not going to change their behavior. And then you might feel so optimistic and hopeful for the future that when they just like ghost you, or they just cut and run, or they like, you know, they get fired, or whatever it is that happens in their life that's so devastating, you end up having the rug pulled out from underneath you as well. Like, this just overwhelmingly 100%, this is not a person that you can trust at this point in time. Like, the cards just keep repeating that message that they're just immature. It's not that they don't want to be taken seriously. Part of them actually believes what they're saying, but they don't have any of the maturity to really follow through with what they're telling you. And it's better for you to protect yourself in this situation and put up those strong boundaries I mentioned, and really start focusing on the things that you love, because that's going to take you towards the people that will take you seriously. So that concludes your reading, pile number one. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments section. And if you have any reading suggestions, I'm taking requests. You can put that in the comments as well. And as I mentioned, I do personal readings. So you can reach out to me at my website, odessamall.com, if you would like to work with me. And I hope you have a wonderful day and night wherever you are and whenever you're listening to this. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well so you don't miss any readings that I upload in the future. And I am sending you so much love. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Hi, pile number two, welcome back. So in case you missed the intro, this reading is all about whether you can trust the person that's on your mind. It doesn't matter what the connection is between you and the person that you're inquiring about. It could be a love relationship, a friendship, coworker, boss, neighbor, family member. It's more about the exchange that's going on between you, and I'm going to try and describe certain characteristics to help you confirm whether this is your pile or not. But just keep in mind that this is a general reading, so some of the messages will resonate with you and some of them might be for someone else. So just take what resonates and leave the rest. And if the reading feels like it's off, you might want to try one of the other piles because they're all completely different. And if you do want to have a personal reading where all of the messages are specifically about you and your circumstances, I would be happy to do a reading for you. You can go to my website, odessamall.com, and you can find out more information about my services and my booking there. Because I do tarot card readings, of course, but I do all kinds of other things as well. All right, so you selected this green sprig of leaves and then the green fuchsite or the green muscovite crystal. So the color green is connected to the heart chakra. So there's a good chance that this person is connected to you in a way that includes a lot of loving feelings. So it could be someone that you're in a relationship with, possibly even someone that you have children with. It could be like your very best friend and you're part of a group of people that are all connected. It could be a family member, or it could be like a really close working relationship. Once again, where you're working with a lot of different people. And I say that because there are so many leaves on the cutting that I brought in. So let's get into the cards and find out whether you can trust this person. So to begin with, the first card is Benzaten Beauty, card number 6. So there is some sort of strong positive relationship that you have with this person. You find them very beautiful. That could be physically or it could be internally. You just think that they have a good heart. The number 6 can be talking about reciprocity. So there is some exchange that's happening between the two of you. You give to them, they give to you. There's a lot of communication that's going on between the two of you. And this particular card feels very etheric. It feels very angelic in a lot of ways because the goddess has these wings. So this could very well be some sort of soulmate connection, and soulmate connections can come into your life in any role. Soulmates are the people that we feel familiarity with. They're going to play some important role in our life. It's not exclusively a love relationship. Next, Hera. Okay, so this card definitely makes me think that for the majority of you, this is likely a love partner. It could also be the connection with your own mom or an older sister or someone who is a mentor to you. Hera is, you know, the divine feminine in Greek mythology. She's the wife of Zeus. The card says alliance. It's card number 21. So 2 is talking about bonds, partnership. Obviously, the word alliance is implying that as well. You have some sort of partnership with this person, and at times it might feel sort of one-sided, where you feel like you're giving more to the relationship than the other person, where they possibly are self-indulging, because Hera was constantly finding out that Zeus had a wandering eye and had illegitimate children and was getting up to no good. And then in a lot of the mythology, she ends up seeming like unreasonable and overly angry, because her anger would be pretty extreme, and she would attack outside individuals to get back at Zeus, like trying to bar his illegitimate children from reaching their own destiny, and she could be very vengeful. So there is this sense that the relationship, when it's off and there is no balance, you feel like you look bad, and that this person is making you look bad in the eyes of others, and that this other person can be very selfish at times. The Knave of Swords is the next card. So there is this sense that there is some sort of young energy that's coming forward. They might be a little bit immature in the way they react to things. I mean, this could be the two of you as well, behaving in a way that maybe isn't for the highest and best good of both of you at certain times. The Knave of Swords is an individual that might not always think through everything that they're saying or everything that they're doing. So in the heat of battle is what just came forward. So in the heat of the moment, when you guys are arguing, each of you might say things that you don't mean, and it actually hurts the relationship. 10 of Wands. Yeah, there is a lot of work that you're having to do in this relationship. And I mean, it could be both of you feeling this way. The 10 of Wands is talking about heavy burdens that you have to carry, and there not really being any assistance. This might be a situation where you feel like you're doing a lot of the things to keep the relationship going. Like you're the one that's like planning to get together or reaching out to them, or you're the one, if you're in a relationship and you live together and you have responsibilities together, like you're the one that's doing the like cleaning and the shopping and like all of the day-to-day things to keep your lives in check. This could also be talking about carrying a lot of the emotional burdens of the relationship energetically, because the wands are connected to our energy. So it could feel at times where like you are carrying all of this weight and they just come in like full of enthusiasm and full of energy with no responsibilities on their plate, and they just drain more energy from you. Oh, interesting. Then you got the black egg. So this is also making me think that this is a really important, possibly high level spiritual connection. It could definitely be connected to the idea of soulmates. It could also be connected to a karmic relationship, although I'm leaning more towards some sort of high-level spiritual connection. And in some circles, this could be described as a twin flame union, but I need to make sure that you understand that when I use that term, I am not talking about your one true love. I don't believe that there is one true love. I believe that we can have lots of really important connections with people, and it's all about where we are on the vibratory ladder. And a twin flame connection is experiential learning. It's not based on karma. You didn't make the wrong decision and the energy needs to be righted, like an eye for an eye kind of energy. It's about the two of you learning through that mirroring, through that experience with another person, what it looks like to be on the other side of your viewpoint. It's like you have the equal yet opposite skills, but also the equal yet opposite lessons, which also makes me think of Hera and Zeus, where she was strong and creative and beautiful in her own right. And Zeus, of course, was creative and strong and attractive in his own right. And they had different vulnerabilities and weaknesses that they were supposed to be sort of learning from each other. And I feel like that's what's going on between the two of you, because the black egg is talking about a rebirth, and it's from the shadows. Like, there are things that you don't see about yourself, and the only way you're going to see them is if someone else mirrors that back to you, shines a light on it. You received the cobra with the fire symbol. There's a lot of passion in this relationship. And snakes, of course, are a symbol of transformation, shedding our old skin. Cobras are also a symbol that were used for royalty and for being able to see things from another perspective and having high spiritual awareness. In ancient Egypt, they were used by royalty. So there is this sense that this is a really important connection, that it's sort of divinely guided. It's going to be a huge challenge, and there's not really one quick answer for you. You received the butterflies. So it's not cut and dry, like, yes, you can trust this person. No, you can't trust them. Because there's going to be different times when they are acting impulsively, and it's because of their shadow and the things that are being triggered. But that's the dynamic that's supposed to be happening in this relationship, so that they will transform. And the equal truth, it applies to you, where there's going to be times where you act from your shadow and it results in you doing something that maybe is untrustworthy in their eyes, but ultimately it's so that you're triggered and you transform, because the ultimate outcome is the butterfly. So that's talking about being able to see from a higher perspective, getting out of your old mindset where you were the caterpillar and your belly is on the ground and you can't see anything other than what's directly underneath you or in front of you, and being able to take a step back to be able to rise above everything and see the truth of the entire situation. And then the air is talking about not only your thoughts being changed, but also the way that you communicate about them. It won't just be about the passion. I think that there's this sense of, in a way, like, both of you, your emotions are getting the best of you. And as a result of that, you do things that don't necessarily reflect who you really are. So let's see. Pen pile number 2. Oh, interesting. Valerian acceptance. So, and that's wild, coming out right underneath Hera, because this card always makes me think of Zeus, because he was able to wield thunderbolts. And there's this illuminated being very godlike, and in the thunderclouds and all this thunder coming down. And it's card number 44, which is talking about solid foundations. Neptune, there's illusions that have come out connected to your relationship. The mouse or the rat can be connected to this sort of like devious energy that comes forward, like maybe other people outside of your relationship influencing the way you see things, and it's not necessarily accurate. It might be based on your wounds from the past. Let's get one more card. Ooh, interesting. Oh my God. What did I say? You got Echinacea 30, Destiny. And there is Pluto and Jupiter. This is a destined connection. And it doesn't mean that it's going to be a connection where you stay together for the rest of your lives. Like, I've had destined connections that lasted like a couple of weeks. It's all about you transforming. There is an Ouroboros on here, the serpent eating its own tail. The sun, you being able to illuminate the shadows so that you can see the truth of a situation. The moon, the divine feminine, and then of course the sun is the divine masculine. So that's both sides of your own nature. Divine masculine is more in line with this energy of like, you know, sort of speaking before thinking, and this wand energy of just like sort of charging in and doing what feels right in the moment. Whereas the divine feminine energy is more like the black egg energy of sort of withdrawing and really thinking things through. Like you're going to balance all of that out so that you can find a way to have new partnerships, not just with each other, but also with everyone else in your life. You're going to be healed. It's like by healing this, you're going to be raising your immunity to any kind of conflict in the future. All right, let's get some more. Pen pile number 2, trust the person on their mind. Pen pile number 2, trust the person that's on their mind. Pile number 2, trust the person that's on their mind. You receive surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. That is so beautiful. There is this sense of getting out of the divine masculine energy of like the anger, the reactiveness, the impulsiveness, and getting more into this divine feminine energy where you allow emotions to wash over you without feeling like you're going to lose control. The lotuses here are talking about there being a need for some self-reflection, a little bit of shadow work. Possibly even couples counseling if the two of you are open to that and that suits, you know, the type of relationship that you have. It will help you to become closer. But I think that partially some of the issues that are going on here is this need to sort of have the other person play a particular role that feels healing to us. And it can be a hard pill to swallow and really hard to accept when we realize that we actually have to heal ourselves. We can get locked into a mindset where it's like, no, the other person is supposed to play a healing role in my life. And it's because we didn't receive that from our parents. And there's this sense that you can heal each other in the most beneficial way once you're able to support yourselves emotionally. You see, like they're looking at each other. There's like all of this acknowledgement. They see each other. It's like they're relaxing and having a beautiful time together, but there's distance between them. So there is this sense like you are, you know, creating this beautiful life together, but you're not relying on each other to ensure that there's joy. You bring that to the table. It's like you filled your cup and then it overflows into the relationship. And that's where real expansion is going to come forward with Jupiter here as well. Okay, so let's get a couple more cards. Can pile number 2 trust the person that they're asking about? Pile number 2, trust the person that they're asking about. Okay, so whenever cards come out in the upright, I always feel like these are things that you're slightly aware of. So there is definitely some conflict that's been taking place with the 5 of Wands. It could be just between the two of you. There could be other people involved, which is, you know, what I was saying at the beginning. There's this sense that there's other energies around. And it might just complicate the issue. This might also be a situation where, you know, like you want other people to agree with you so that you feel like you're in the right. But sometimes when we bring a whole bunch of other people into our relationships, it can actually complicate things even further. And we can actually be convinced of things to worry about that may not actually be reflective of what's actually happening, right? There's this sense of illusion that's been coming through. And people will give you their best advice and their support based on their experience, right? Their own trauma. Sure, they know you. Sure, they want what's best for you, but not everyone is self-aware enough to be able to say, okay, is this advice that I actually think would benefit this person and is specific to them, or is this my opinion based on what I would do if it was happening to me, right? Because they're being thrown back into their own trauma even though you don't realize it. So if there are other people involved or you've been asking for their opinion, I feel like it would be wise to just sort of take a step back. The 5 of Pentacles is also talking about poverty mindset. So when I think about the 10 of Wands with the conflict and the 5 of Pentacles, there could be some real situations that are going on in the relationship that are making it really difficult for you to feel supported, and as a result of that you feel like you can't trust this person, like you're asking them to do certain things and they're just shirking their responsibilities. But this could also be talking about your own mindset. It could be a situation where it's like you've been hurt in the past and a lot of the red flags that maybe you overlooked in the past are appearing in this dynamic, and it's triggering you to feel like this person isn't trustworthy. And it's not necessarily that this person isn't trustworthy. You're going to have to go a little bit deeper. I think that there's just too many cards here that are talking about the two of you being triggered and reacting to each other from that triggered state to say that this person is actively, you know, misleading you, or there is something that 100% you can't trust. It's just this sense that you're worried about the worst case scenario, and that's what you're actually trying to heal from. Now, I'm not saying just ignore all of your intuition and just, you know, like follow your heart no matter what. What I am saying is that don't react from your fear right away. You have to like acknowledge it, you feel it, and then you sit with it. And that is the hardest thing to do when you're learning emotion regulation. You have to be able to sit with the discomfort, and a lot of people aren't able to do that because it's so dysregulating, especially if you had trouble in like earlier parts of your life. If you have issues with your nervous system because you were in a high stress environment for a long period of time, you might have to like get used to that feeling of discomfort and regulating yourself to know, okay, I'm safe. I feel uncomfortable, but I'm still safe. And then you can take a step back, allow yourself to calm down, and then make a decision about things. The Wheel of Fortune, there's this sense of like cycles happening, changes happening. And once again, it makes me think of emotion regulation, allowing yourself to be able to see things from a higher perspective, still feel grounded, not allow your pride to get the best of you, not allow your ego. There's the serpent here, like knowing that even if things are hard right now, it's not going to stay that way forever. Here is the Sphinx, and we've got that that Egyptian headdress that is meant to mirror the cobra. Right? We've got the cobra here and here. That is so interesting. And this is the most important card. The Sun, the happiest card in the tarot. You can get to a place of real connection, real happiness, real joy, but it's resolving some of the stuff that is holding you back, like the red flags that you are perceiving. You might be focusing too much on the red flags of the other person when it might even be beneficial to look at your own red flags. And I feel the same way about them, though. This has to be balanced. It can't be one-sided. They have to heal their wounds and manage their emotions, and you have to do that for yourself. This is the thing that you don't know about. The Hermit. Okay, yeah, inner reflection, shadow work, helping yourself to withdraw a little bit. There might be a certain level of codependency that's happening in the relationship, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you're the one instigating it. It just kind of feels like there's a little bit of too much togetherness or too much closeness that needs to slow down a little bit just to take a step back, not be apart, not separate, not break up, none of those things, but just not necessarily needing to see yourself in the eyes of the other person to feel okay. Finding your own inner light, and then all of a sudden you're going to be able to know what your own truth is, and you're not going to have to ask other people. So the overall sense I get from this is that there are things that this person is doing that are untrustworthy, as in they maybe are not meeting your needs or not always following through on everything that they're saying, but it's because of the dynamic of the lesson you're learning together and not because they're trying to hurt you or mislead you. And you are doing the same thing. And if the two of you can work together on your own triggers, then you will be in a place where there is harmony across the board. And this might end up being a really long-term relationship, no matter what the dynamic is between the two of you. And having some additional help, maybe going to couples counseling or even individual counseling or seeing a coach, could be really beneficial to you. And some of these things could even be done on a personal level, but it's going to have to be equal. The two of you have to be together. So there's no cut or dry answer. Like, yes, you can trust them, but in a way you also have to be sort of wary of your expectations, because they're not going to meet every expectation you have. So that concludes your reading, pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to know your thoughts. Just leave me a comment. If you have any suggestions for future readings, please write those in the comments as well. I'm taking suggestions. And if any of you guys are interested in working with me one-on-one, you can go to my website, odessamal.com, and you can see all of my services and my availability. Like I said, I do tarot card readings, but I do lots of other things like Reiki and past life sessions. So you can email me if you want more information, or you can write me a comment in the comment section and I'll get back to you. I am sending you so much love. I hope you have a wonderful day or night, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Take care. Hi, pile number 3, welcome back. So in case you missed the intro, this reading is all about whether you can trust the person that's on your mind. So this reading includes all different types of relationships. It could be someone that you had a love connection with, could be friends, families, neighbors, co-workers, bosses, literally any dynamic could potentially come out in the cards. I am going to try and give you as many clues as to who this person is, just so you can see whether this is the right pile for you. But just keep in mind that this is a general reading and lots of people are watching this. So some of the messages that come forward might not click for you, and it doesn't mean it's not your pile. It just might mean that those messages are for someone else. So if something doesn't resonate for you, just leave that behind. But of course, if the entire pile feels like it's meant for someone else, you just might want to pick another pile. And if you are interested in having a personalized reading, you can always go to my website, odessamall.com, and you can look at my services and my booking information there, because I would be happy to deliver a reading to you where all of the messages are meant for you and all of the messages are going to reflect your lived experience. So you picked the amethyst point, and you also picked this violet that is starting to wilt a little bit. I'm doing your pile last, but it's still very pretty. I'm going to press that. So violets and also the amethyst point are connected to the third eye. So there's likely some sort of intuition that you have about this person. Violets are considered a connection to remembering, their connection to mourning, their connection to royalty. So this might be someone that you thought very highly of. You feel really, really drawn to them. This might be someone who's constantly on your mind. Maybe you're in separation. Maybe you're still together and you're just wondering if they are thinking about you. Let's get into the cards and find out exactly what's going on between you and whether you can trust them. So the first card that you received is the Elephant. That is a really, really positive card. The Elephant is talking about wisdom. There is also the fire symbol here. And interesting enough, there is this gem on the forehead where the third eye would be for the elephant. So that's really interesting as well, because of course the third eye would be connected to intuition and the amethyst point. There's a lot of passion and desire between the two of you, and it doesn't mean it's a love connection. It might be that you guys just instantly clicked. You really inspire each other. Maybe you have some of the same interests, and like when you get talking about things, you just lose yourself in the conversation. There's this sense too that both of you have been through things, maybe things that really transformed you, because I'm looking at the tusks and one is broken on this elephant. And fire can be a symbol of renewal, clearing away what no longer serves you, is aligned with you, works with you well, and moving on to a new phase of your life. The King of Coins. This is very stable energy. This could be someone that you're connected to through work. It could be a boss. It could also be someone who is very successful in their career. It could be a family member, like a senior male, like an older brother or a grandfather or a father. But the King of Coins is very stable, very slow moving energy as well. So this might be another reason why you're wondering, can I trust this person or not? Like there seems to be something shifting and changing. Your intuition is talking to you. The energy is just not moving maybe as quickly as it once was. Like this is slow moving energy, whereas the fire is fast moving energy. Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is once again talking about potentially about work. This could be an entrepreneur. Nine of Pentacles is an energy that indicates that someone is sort of self-made or they're stable on their own in their material world. They have everything that they need to be able to pay their bills and feel comfortable. They're at peace with that. This might be someone who like is running their own business or works very independently, but overall they're feeling really happy with what's going on in terms of their abundance and stability. Mary, miracles, card number 34. Well, Mary is someone who's very trustworthy. Honestly, outside of maybe Jesus coming forward and a couple of other deities from various backgrounds, it doesn't get much more like trustworthy than Mary. So obviously there is some sort of really divine connection between the two of you. There might have been some blessings that came into your life, or this person is offering some blessings to you that maybe that's why you're wondering, can I trust this person? Or is this an illusion? 34, 3 is talking about collaborations and partnerships. 4 is talking about a stable foundation. 7, though, can be talking about alignment, but it can also be talking about, because it makes me think of the 7 of Swords, it could be talking about some sort of deception. That might be, once again, what you're fearful of. Like, the cards could definitely be aligned with someone coming into your life in terms of work, and they're offering you a partnership, or they're offering you a job, and you're really wondering if it's too good to be true. Then you received Hestia, home, card number 22. 22, once again, partnerships, and then, reduced down to 4, stability. This is so far looking really, really good. This is looking like there is some sort of blessing that's being bestowed on you. Maybe this is someone who's meant to help you sort of level up to the next level, and you're a little bit worried because in the past you've been burned, you've learned from these kinds of experiences, and now you're just trying to sort of take your time with this. You don't want to rush into anything. I think that that's a really wise decision. I think that it might be a situation where you're in the spotlight, or they're in the spotlight. Like halo, halo, halo. It just makes me think like all eyes are on you. Maybe this person is pouring a lot of energy into you, making sure that you know that they think you're special, or they really would like to have a friendship with you, or like you're the perfect person for this new role, and you have some doubt. So let's get some more cards and find out whether you can trust this person, pile number 3. Can they trust this person? Okay. So first of all, you got 4 cards. One of them is facing up, and I always interpret the card that's facing up as something that you're mildly aware of. Dragon's Blood, card number 51, Anime Mundi. So Anime Mundi means that all things must die. It's a recognition that nothing stays stagnant. We're in a constant state of renewal, which makes me think of the elephant again. So this earth energy can be connected to this sense that we want stability at all costs, and we don't want anything to ever change. Taurus is really strongly coming forward. So this might be a situation where you feel like this is too good to be true. Is this person going to be bringing some sort of conflict into your life? Is this something that you have to sort of potentially clear out of your life? Because the golden dragon could be a symbol connected to miracles and blessings, but there's like a cut on the trunk of the tree or the plant. There's all these bloody tears, which also makes me think of Mary, because there's all kinds of miracles with statues of Mary crying tears of blood, and the eye here makes me think of the third eye. Dragon's blood is often used to cleanse a space, cleanse and purify. So this is kind of what you're thinking right now. Like, is this too good to be true? These are the things that are underneath the surface. Amanita, conduit, and we've got Neptune, Pluto, and Mercury. So there's communication. There does seem to be a little bit of illusion that's coming forward. There is some sort of upset, some major transformation. 4 and 2 We already talked about the meanings behind those two numbers. This feels like it's a miracle being brought into your life, and it's what you make of it is what's coming forward. Like, do you want to trust in this experience and allow things to unfold the way they should? And potentially this is going to be a real blessing to you, something that's extremely positive in your eyes. Or it could potentially be something that's a little uncomfortable, but it will align you with where you need to go. Amanita is a hallucinogenic mushroom, so there is this sense that maybe not everything you're being told is 100% true. Coca, I can't believe you got 2 narcotics. Okay, Foresight, card number 36, Venus, Uranus, and the sword being planted into the earth. There is definitely a sign here that there is a major risk. There is major shifts and changes that are taking place. You do need to be extremely balanced in how you approach this situation. It's like it could completely work out in your favor, but if you hand over all of your you show your hand, you show this person all of your cards, and you allow them to make all of the decisions, I think that it would be a disadvantage to you. This isn't a situation where you can just blindly trust this person. I think that they have a lot to offer to you, but I don't think that they have everything that they're telling you that they have. Then Milk Thistle, Peaceful Warrior, Mars, and then the Moon. So there, again, there's some illusion, more of these sort of tears, the milk thistle. Thistles are also used in France, especially. They were used to ward away evil. And badgers are extremely like assertive, fierce animals. And the black and white color can be talking about divine masculine, divine feminine. It can be talking about positives and negatives. This is not a situation where it's clear cut 100%. You can just trust them point blank. Nothing bad is going to happen. There's like you needing to allow yourself to use your intuition to help guide yourself through this. They can help you. They're a helpmate. They do not seek to harm you, but what they don't know could harm you is what's coming forward. 2 and 3, like they want to be a partner to you. They do have some connections, or they know some people that could help you, but you have to be in control. You have to be aware of what's going on at all times. Let's get some more cards. Pen pile number 3, trust the person that's on their mind. Got 3 cards here. First card, I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting. This might be someone that's coming back from the past. They're saying, I'm sorry, I've changed, things are different. This makes a lot of sense now. You need to ensure that they prove to you over an extended period of time that they have actually changed and that they are going to be able to keep this up. Because they might have had an epiphany, an awareness of where they went wrong, but have they learned enough to be able to behave differently in the future? Are they just hoping for the best? If they have done the work, like they have gone to therapy, they have gone to school, they have extra training, they really like, and they're accountable, they're able to like really openly talk about every aspect of what went wrong and account for how they would do it differently, then you might want to give this person a chance. But the overall sense I get is that it would be unwise for you to just say, okay, you're forgiven, let them back into your life and have free reign. Like that wouldn't be very smart. Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. Yes, we're all here to learn lessons and grow. I say this all the time. I'm sure you guys get tired of it, but it's the truth. Every single thing that you face is designed to help you to have experiential learning. And believe me, I'm not immune to it. I have to go through all of the same like crummy stuff that you do. In fact, in some cases, I might go through more of it because maybe not to the same degree, but I have to be able to know what it is like to walk in your shoes so I can speak on this stuff. And I laugh because if I don't, I'll just start crying because it's sometimes so terrible. It's awful. I really empathize with you. Like I'm not minimizing what you've gone through or what you face. Like I really empathize how like terrible it is to have these experiences, and it looks like someone really did betray your trust. And it's just a matter of you recognizing that they might be sorry, they might be able to do better, but that doesn't mean that they're going to have all of the skills to make sure that that doesn't happen in the future. And you can also just radically accept where they're at right now. And, you know, if it feels right to you, and only if it feels right to you, I'm not putting any pressure. I have no judgment on this whatsoever. But if it feels right to you, you could forgive them, depending on what it was that they did, and still allow them to just drift out of your life. You know, if this is a situation, and might be an extreme example, you were connected to someone and they had a substance abuse problem and they're going through the steps and they come back and they apologize. That's like one of the things that they're supposed to do is if the other person is open, they're supposed to make amends and apologize and acknowledge what they did. In that moment, you might want to say, okay, I recognize where you're at. I really appreciate you coming forward. And I'm not going to carry this anger in my heart any longer, but that chapter of our life is over and I'm moving in another direction. And I hope that you continue to heal on your own. Like that's an apology. In my eyes, that is the acceptance of an apology in my eyes. And that's enough, but that's only if you feel called to do that. Now, for others of you, it's not something that's super extreme, but you're still a little bit wary. You really need to assess what happened and you need to be wise about what you anticipate happening in the future. Like, is this gonna blow up in your face? Is it a possibility that you're leaving too much of yourself vulnerable and your expectations of this person are too high? Then you receive Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust. So this is coming out right on top of the King of Coins. Could be a brother, could be an ex-spouse, could be a father coming back and trying to rekindle something with you, wants you to feel protected, wants you to feel safe, wants you to know that they're loyal, and they want you to trust them. And they're on their way. Like, it's true. The cards are saying that there is a transformation happening here. Anime Mundi, right? The cycle is coming to an end for this person. There is a miracle taking place in their life. Maybe they found God in some way. They are finding their way back to home. And what I mean by that is not necessarily being with you. It means finding themselves within, no longer corrupted by whatever it was that was, distorting their view of themselves and reality. Like it could very well be, I wouldn't be surprised at all if some of the people that are trying to come back into your life had some sort of substance abuse issue and they are truly remorseful. But you do have to be kind, but you do not need to let them have just like unrestricted access to all aspects of your life. I just feel strongly that you need to make sure that this person is extremely trustworthy, and that only comes with time. You need to be able to observe them over an extended period of time. Okay, 10 pile number 3, trust the person that they're asking about. 10 pile number 3, trust the person that they're asking about. Whoa. Okay. Well, this again, this Ten of Cups coming out in the upright is definitely indicating that this is likely someone that you have some sort of family bond to. Either you had a vision of having a family with this person, they felt like soul family, are literally your family, a parent or a sibling or an extended relative, or you were married to this person. There is history here, is the sense that I get, and positive memories, and that's why you're thinking, oh, should I go there again or not? So it's your loyalty and your love of this person that's making you want to open the door again. Next is the Seven of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles. So this is definitely indicating what I was saying before. Hard work. They have to prove themselves. This is not going to be something that happens overnight. And if they're reluctant to do that, they're saying things like, oh, well, why can't you just trust me now? I already apologized. And they don't want to put in that work. It's a sign that they're not ready and that you can't trust them, right? Because if they were really changed, they wouldn't be worried about whether they're going to fail or think that this is a test or something. Like they would recognize, okay, I hurt you, and trust is built. It's not something that you just switch on and off. Yeah, 10 of Wands. They have to put in the work. It will take a lot of time. For some of you, months. For some of you, it might be years. Like some of you, this person might have like really, really hurt you. And for some of you, it might just never come. Like there's loads of people out there that will never be able to right the wrongs that they did. And that's okay too. You are entitled to walk away from painful situations. You don't have to carry other people's burdens. You can just put down these wands. Don't feel like you have to carry this weight just because of the role this person played in your life or past history that is positive. Also know that you do not need to make the decision right away either, that you can mull this over. I encourage you to do that. I feel like this is something that you need to sit with for a while. If it takes you 5 months to make the decision, that's okay, right? Like it's up to them whether they want to wait around for that or not, right? Like it does seem with the 2 tens that it's like the completion and the anime mundi. There's the end of some major cycle happening here. The 6 of Wands. Okay, I love that because this is a card of celebration and victory, being seen as victorious. So the energy so far is building to this person is actually changed. Now, we're perpetually growing. So when I say that, this is the most recent energy of this particular person, but odds are in their favor that they're going to rise to the occasion. Oh my God, the Queen of Pentacles, very grounded, very, very grounded. And then the King of Pentacles, these are divine counterparts. These are, two people that bring the same energy in equal measure. Like if this is a relationship and you're like, should I consider getting back together with this person? Like I said, they have to prove themselves, but odds are that they will, that this is a really good sign. And the Queen of Pentacles is saying not only are they grounded and are they pulling together the resources that they need to be able to build some sort of stability, they're okay with that pace too. I would be highly surprised if this person reacted negatively to you saying, okay, but I really need you to prove to me through, concerted effort that you're going to be changed. All right. So the 2 of Swords here, this is saying that it's really up to you. It's your decision if you decide to let this person in, and don't take this lightly. You're really in the dark right now. I think more information has to come out. Now, I didn't do this for the other piles, but I don't really feel like this is how I want to end the reading with the Two of Swords. So I want to know if we can get some clarity on this Two of Swords. What do you mean by, okay. Can you further clarify the Two of Swords? Okay, perfect. This is exactly what I was saying. Okay, so the Four of Swords is talking about waiting, resting, pausing, contemplating, meditating. You do not have all of the information yet. You're not emotionally, mentally prepared to make this choice. Don't let anyone pressure you into that. And I don't necessarily feel for all of you that it's this person that's trying to pressure you. They might be more understanding. It might be others that are saying things like, oh, well, it's your father. You know, you're supposed to love them no matter what. No, ignore all of those people. In fact, I wouldn't even talk to anyone other than maybe like a trusted friend who's supportive, or family members that are really supportive of your journey, and or maybe like a counselor or a therapist. Judgment. The answers are coming to you. You're going to have some sort of shift in perspective, and you're going to be able to sort of resurrect yourself from the pain of this situation. And it could very well be you recognizing that all of a sudden you really notice the effort and the change, and there is a healing that takes place, and that means that you may let this person back in, but not necessarily. The King of Swords is also talking about using logic, not allowing your emotions to overrule you. It's your emotions right now that make you want to forgive this person, but you actually have to lean more into your logic. Don't feel like you're not being fair to this person, because if they really are remorseful, they will understand, and it will only make your relationship stronger. That's where the transformation happens. There's butterflies here on this carved throne that the King of Swords is sitting on. And like carving rock takes time and skill. So let them prove to you that they can reach you on your level. I'm seeing here in the background, there's the silhouette of two birds flying together. You need to make sure, not just in your heart, but in your physical reality, like the things that are really happening, that the two of you really are on the same page. And once you get enough information, once there's been enough time that's passed and you've had enough experiences with this person, then you can make the decision, and not a minute sooner. So that concludes your reading, my friend. I hope that you enjoyed it. I would love to know your thoughts on this. If you feel like sharing them in the comments, if you have a suggestion for a future reading, please share. I would love to know. And of course, as I mentioned, I do personal readings. So if you would like to work with me, just go to my website, odessamall.com, and you will find all of my booking information and my other services listed there. And of course, you can email me if you have questions, or you can post a question in the comments below. I hope that you guys subscribe. And if you liked this reading, please give me a like. It really helps with the growth of the channel, and all of you sort of are the foundation of this channel. I really need your help to continue to move forward. I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're listening to this. I am sending you so much love, and I look forward to connecting with you in the next reading. Take care.